Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, reaction from a local rabbi after anti-Semitic scrawlings are discovered on materials in the Pan Am archives.
The superintendent of Baldwinsville Schools is on paid leave after an alleged public display of intoxication.
And a yard show, all in honor of the Divine Nine.
All that, plus your weather and orange sports on this edition of Mornings on the Hill.
Good morning, I'm Elena Losito. Thanks for joining us for Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Isabel Flores. Let's get to our top story for the day.
The Syracuse University Archive Department recovered anti-Semitic letters from the tragic Pan Am flight. The letters written by two brothers showed their distaste for the Jewish faith.
Joining us now in studio to discuss is Mornings on the Hill reporter Micah Prine-Goldstein.
With Pan Am Flight Remembrance Week approaching, the Special Collections Research Center discovered anti-Semitic language written by two victims. Jason and Eric Coker wrote anti-Semitic hate speech letters to their family while abroad. I spoke with Syracuse Hillel Rabbi Ethan Baird to discuss the disheartening news. So when we were talking, Rabbi Baird went on to say how he would go over and he would love to talk to these people, try to educate them on some of the hateful things that they said, how it made him feel and the rest of the Jewish faith here. And now that I was able to speak with him, I was able to get his taste and what some of the things were that he said that were just bad, and understood everything that was said was just disheartening, and it displeased him as well as the Jewish faith here at Syracuse. From Mornings on the Hill reporter, I'm Micah Prine-Goldstein. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Micah. The Baldwinsville School Superintendent Jason Thompson has been put on paid administrative leave.
Thompson was suspended by the Board of Education in a meeting on Monday after being arrested on Friday for driving drunk twice the legal limit. Thompson showed signs of being intoxicated when he went crowd surfing through the student section of the stands at Friday's varsity football game. Crime continues on SU's campus. Mornings on the Hill reporter Zach Richter shows us now in studio with more. Zach?
Thanks, Elena. This past weekend, there were 3 reported burglaries on South Campus in a span of 24 hours. This comes after multiple robberies the past few weeks in other areas near SU's campus. In response, DPS says they have increased their patrol on South Campus, and DPS is asking students who live on South Campus or in off-campus neighborhoods to remain alert by following these steps. Avoid leaving keys and credit cards in the open, leave your house looking occupied inside and out, lock all doors and windows, and don't leave any valuable items near the windows. I spoke with a few South Campus residents on how they're feeling about the recent uptick in crime. DPS is encouraging anyone who sees something suspicious to report it using the Orange Safe app or call DPS at the number below on your screen at 315-443-2224. Isabel, Elena, I'll send it back over to you.
Thanks, Zach. Syracuse Mayor Ben Walsh has tested positive for COVID-19. According to a tweet he posted yesterday, he posted on Twitter saying, quote, "Starting my week morning working at home, my turn in the COVID-19 barrel. Feeling fine with mild symptoms, but isolating for the rest of the week." He also stressed the importance on making sure you are up to date on your COVID-19 vaccine and booster.
SU students can now get their flu shots at the Barnes Center. This year, flu shots are no longer required by the university and are instead highly recommended. Appointments are required and students can sign up for flu shots using the Syracuse Patient Portal website. Appointments are available tomorrow between 1 and 5 p.m., next Tuesday between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m., and next Thursday between 1 and 5 p.m. The Barnes Center has appointments available until mid-November.
Did you see that sunrise this morning?
I did. The colors were beautiful. Pinks, purples, blues. I know our reporter, Sydney Staples, loves sunrises. So let's see what she has to say about it.
Hey guys, this morning on my way up here, I was really enjoying the sunset, or sunrise rather. But speaking of this morning, I brought this sweatshirt with me because I figured it was going to be cold, considering it started at like 48 degrees. But I really don't think I'm going to be needing it for the rest of the day. It's supposed to get up into the 70s. And I'm going to hold on to that hot weather as long as I can, considering that I'm not really ready for it to turn cold, because I know what that means. Winter is coming. But other than that, it feels good out here. I'll see you guys back inside.
With lots of moms, dads, grandparents, aunts, and uncles this weekend. That's because it's Family Weekend on campus, a yearly tradition in which families are invited back to Syracuse to enjoy a number of fun-filled activities. Part of Family Weekend includes the SU football game this weekend and presentations and tours of all the schools and colleges on campus, including the best, which would be Newhouse. There is a fee of $50 and families are encouraged to register at experience.syracuse.edu.
Over the weekend, sororities and fraternities, part of the Divine Nine, put on quite a show for the campus of Syracuse. Our Mornings on the Hill reporter Jayla Pettis is live at Hendricks Chapel to share more about this story.
Thank you, Isabel. Quad Freak is an annual yard show hosted by the National Panhandling Council here at Syracuse. This year was the first time the event occurred since the pandemic. Over the weekend, 6 Divine Nine organizations performed at Hendricks Chapel. Quad Freak normally takes place in the spring, but the council decided to bring it back this semester. MPHC President Simone Bellot explains the importance of hosting events like this.
When we come together and do big events like this, it's always, a really good time. Everyone brings other members of their organization up, and it's really good just to fellowship.
This event allowed sororities and fraternities to share their history and showcase what each Greek organization means to the Black community. MPHC Community Service Chair Jordan Pierre defined what Greek unity meant to him.
Greek unity for me is creating space for Black young men and women to find space where they feel a sense of belonging, especially today.
The yard show created an opportunity for older, current, and visiting members to represent their organizations in one place. Present members concluded the event with a Greek unity stroll showing how they hold the yard down here at Syracuse University. To stay in the loop with more events hosted by the National Panhandling Council, head over to their Instagram page at MPHC_Qs. Live at Hendricks Chapel for Mornings on the Hill, I'm Jayla Pettis.
Thanks, Jayla. Syracuse University has received permission to add new JMA wireless signs to the dome.
The Syracuse City Planning Commission granted the university permission yesterday. The sign is planned to be 2,200 square feet, or around 12 yards, which is a little more than a first down, and will be placed on the dome's roof.
Coming up on Mornings on the Hill, SU students can now enjoy special discount for golfing and tennis activities near South Campus.
LGBTQ plus History Month is in full swing as Syracuse University celebrates with a string of activities.
Welcome back to Mornings on the Hill. Golfing in the colder weather is one of my personal favorite fall activities.
Maddie Mustian joins us live on the quad to tell us where SU students can hit the links.
Drumlins Golf Club has plenty of different ways you can stay active this fall right down the street from South Campus.
We have 2 18-hole courses, one which is completely private and the other one is public. And it's public and we actually have a number of SU students through their curriculum that are allowed to play there. It's included. And then we also obviously have tennis. Tennis is obviously an indoor sport, and a lot of our golf members actually transition into tennis.
Walker Blossy, a golf shop assistant at Drumlins, says that the course is the place you'll want to be this fall season.
But you can probably see behind me there's not much play just due to the colder weather, but it's actually probably one of the best times to play because of the little play. You're never going to run into too many divots or too many punch marks. You're going to be able to fly around the course. I know we played a round at 18 with a cart the other day in like 2.5 hours, so it was nice to get out after class or after work and be able to just play a little bit and not have to worry about traffic.
But in order to be comfortable during your round, you're going to have to dress accordingly.
I suggest a long sleeve, that's for sure. I'm in short sleeves right now, it's a little chilly, but I wouldn't wear a winter hat. I would wear a hood. The winter hats definitely get a little too warm as you're walking the course, but definitely pants and a long sleeve.
Drumlins Golf Club is just down the street from South Campus and is also located on the SU's Central Bus Line. If you're interested in picking up a round of golf or playing some tennis during this fall season, you can visit their website at drumlins.com to see all of their rates. Reporting on the quad for Mornings on the Hill, I'm Maddie Muschin.
Thanks, Maddie. Fire Prevention Week continues to teach people about general safety practices they should keep in mind. Deputy Chief of Fire Prevention Bureau says the department is collaborating with other communities to promote safety.
Fire Prevention Week, we're going to have things here about, about bicycle helmet safety. We'll have the police department there. So it's not just about fire safety. It's just about being safe all around in the community.
Fire Prevention Week will host its final event at Fire Station 17. The last day is October 15th.
LGBTQ+ History Month is here. What is Syracuse doing about it? Mornings on the Hill reporter Jeremy Lynch joins us live from Shine Student Center with more. Jeremy?
Thank you, Isabel. LGBTQ+ History Month occurs every October, and the LGBTQ+ Resource Center is planning multiple events for faculty, staff, and students.
October is LGBTQ+ History Month, and Syracuse University is celebrating this year. There are various signs placed throughout Syracuse University leading up to the Hall of Languages, where people can scan a QR code to see event details for LGBTQ+ History Month. For those people wanting to know where they can find the LGBTQ+ Resource Center, it is located on the first floor of Shine Student Center. In room 132 in Shine Student Center, students are able to find the full list of events and the QR codes that are found outside as well. Some of the events will take place in 132 Shine Center as well. So it's best to keep an eye on the calendar to see where an event takes place. For example, Queer Trivia Night occurs tonight, October 12th at 7 p.m. in Shine in room 132. There will also be a keynote speaker in Newhouse on October 13th at 7 p.m. in the Joyce Hergenhen Auditorium as well. Also, Queer Faith, Intersections of Religious and LGBTQ Identities will be happening in Hendricks Chapel on October 25th at 6 p.m. There will also be more events, so stay tuned.
For any questions relating to the LGBTQ+ History Month and their events, you can email the LGBTQ+ Resource Center at lgbtq@syr.edu. For Mornings on the Hill, reporting live from outside Shine Student Center, I'm Jeremy Lynch.
Intra-University Transfer Fair is coming up on February 19th. The event is aimed towards students thinking about transferring to another school or college and features the chance to speak with people who are in the know. The fair is sponsored by the Office of Academic Affairs and the Division of Enrollment and the Student Experience and takes place in the Shine Atrium on February 19th from
And if you guys want to hear more about the weather today and for the rest of the week, stick around for a little bit more from me.
Time to check your weather for today.
Sydney Staples is in studio with a look at your full weather forecast.
As much as I love this suit jacket, because let me tell you, it's pretty cute, I do miss being in my comfy sweatshirt. But it's not supposed to be that cold today. As you guys can see behind me, we're looking at a high temperature today of 70 degrees and a low of about 59. Now, on the average around the region, and typically at this time of year for, here in Syracuse, we're looking at 62, 44. So it's much warmer than it typically is. However, we're not nearly as hot as what the record high on today and past years have been, let alone today's record low. So I will say, I'm grateful that it's 70 degrees versus just being as low as what could have been 28. Furthermore, for the rest of today, and as I was talking to you guys about earlier, We're looking at 59 degrees right now. I was just outside. It was beautiful weather. I mean, not really much of a cloud in the sky, but we will see some later. On top of that, it feels about 55, 60-ish. It should get up to 70, but you're going to see it get a little bit colder later on tonight. Furthermore, for the region, we got Rochester beating us out by 2 degrees. I mean, pretty solid and standard across the board. Again, I'm going to be thankful that we're in the high 70s, or low 70s rather, right now. Next, we also have the hourly forecast, and right here, you're going to be seeing it warm throughout the rest of today. It's going to dip into a little bit colder, probably towards the 50s, or around like maybe 10 to 12, and you're going to expect some wind in the middle of the night, let's say 3 or 5 in the morning. But now, going into the next 5 days, you guys are in luck with Parents' Weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful from Friday to Sunday, but then expect some rain coming in Monday to Tuesday. Grab your umbrellas. I typically forget mine. I mean, I'm grateful that the weather is like this, but I'm going to be holding on to this warmth as long as I can. I'm not ready for the snow. More so coming up next, we got Sammy St. Jean with sports and Michael Villegas. Stay tuned.
Thanks, Sydney. Coming up in sports, we take a look at an SU volleyball record that was finally shattered, a near upset against UVA for women's soccer, and a preview of the NC State-Syracuse battle on Saturday. Good morning, I'm Sammy St. Jean with your Orange Sports Update here on Mornings on the Hill. This past weekend, history was made when Newhouse graduate Paulina Shimonova broke the all-time kills record. The record was 1,698 set back in 1997, but the 6-foot outside hitter now holds the record with 1,701 kills and counting. Sending another huge congratulations to her for this huge accomplishment, a classmate certainly killing it on and off the court. Over on the pitch in Virginia this past weekend, Syracuse women's soccer made another statement. After a series of close losses against ACC teams, the women took on number 2 ranked UVA Cavaliers and found a way to give them a serious fight. They started on top with a second-minute own goal and put in the net by an attempted Virginia clearance. It would be 2 consecutive goals for UVA, and it seemed like the win was all theirs until Kobe Commandit put the ball in the back of the net with less than 2 minutes remaining for the equalizer. Following the tie, they returned to SU Soccer Stadium after 3 straight road games this Friday at 7 p.m. against Clemson. Sports reporter Michael Villegas is live in studio this morning with an exciting football matchup this weekend. Michael?
Thanks, Sammy. SU football is finally back. The Orange had a much-needed bye week to rest and recover from any bumps and bruises that may have been bothering them from previous games. And this break couldn't have come at a better time as they prepare for ACC foe in 15th-ranked North Carolina State this Saturday. NC State is coming off a big win versus Florida State this past weekend. The Wolfpack fell behind to the Seminoles quickly, only scoring 3 points in the first half, but then they were able to rally and scored 16 points in the second half in a comeback win with a final score of 19-17. NC State didn't come out unscathed, though. The Pack were hit with some injuries, but the biggest blow came when starting quarterback Devin Leary suffered a shoulder injury during the third quarter, which gave backup Jack Chambers the opportunity to lead the comeback win. North Carolina State head coach David Dorn said of his starting quarterback, Devin's super tough and he will grind. There isn't a timeline. It could be this week. It could be 6 weeks. It's really going to come down to how he recovers. We're excited the news was what it was. We're excited his season isn't over and he doesn't need surgery. Leary may not need surgery, but his status for this weekend's game is in question. The top 2 20-ranked teams are drawing a crowd as over 40,000 tickets have been sold, which is the most so far this season. The game is Saturday at 3:30 in the JMA Wireless Dome, so be sure to pack the Loud House. Sammy, back to you.
Now, before the show, I went around to test the knowledge of the newsroom with some MLB trivia in honor of the postseason. Were all the answers correct? Absolutely not, but they did not disappoint.
Who is the all-time MLB home run leader? Or at the very least, what team did he play for?
Aaron Judge, New York Yankees. Am
I
right?
For this year, yes.
Wait, you're talking about beforehand?
Like all time. It's Barry Bonds.
Who?
Barry Bonds. He played for the Giants.
The Giants are football.
MLB player scored a touchdown and hit a home run in the same week.
Was that Deion Sanders?
It was. What MLB team does Edwin Diaz play for? And your hint is that he had the live walk-up song and just in general throughout the season played by Timmy Trumpet that went viral.
Is it the New York Yankees?
It's not the Yankees. You're in the right city, though.
The Mets.
It is the Mets. Okay, Maddie, how far is home plate to first base?
50 feet.
The answer is 90 feet. Who are the defending champions of the MLB?
The Atlanta Braves.
How many seams or stitches are on a baseball?
107.
Very close. It is 108.
Oh my gosh.
Very close.
So
Very
close.
close. Who was the pitcher that had the highest winning percentage against the Yankees? He's also, coincidentally, one of the most, if not the most famous Yankee.
Babe Ruth.
That's correct.
No way.
Yeah, that's correct.
No way.
That's correct.
Thanks, Sammy. Still to come here on Mornings on the Hill, we'll have a last look at your weather.
Welcome back to Mornings on the Hill. Sydney Staples here, again telling you about what the rest of today into tomorrow has in store for weather. Right now, you guys saw this morning started out cold. It's getting up to the 70s, but expect some rain. We're going to start seeing some wind closer to like midnight while you're sleeping. But into tomorrow, be ready for some floods.
We have breaking news coming in. The FDA has authorized an update to the COVID-19 booster.
The shot can now be given to children as young as 5 years old.
The booster targets the original coronavirus strain and the Omicron subvariants. That is going to do it for us this Wednesday here on Mornings on the Hill. I'm Elena Locido. Follow us on social media.
I'm Isabel Flores. Thanks for watching Orange Nation. We'll see you next Wednesday, live at 10 a.m. right here on OTN.